because this is going to be our year. And for this reason, we're preparing to do so many things. And I was on the call last week and went an hour, and I still could not get through all of the information. Now, if you didn't get last week's call, boy, you need to listen to that again and again, because we're going to be bringing out diatomic hydrogen water, or H2 stick. And this one is, you can pour into a bottle of water, let it sit for 5 to 15 minutes, and it just fills up with so much hydrogen and so much oxygen as it splits the water molecule, and the oxygens unite and the hydrogens unite together, and independently it expands the walls of the bottle right out. In fact, I take it every day now on my desk, and I put one in yesterday. It brought me in a bottle of water, and I put it in, and when you put it in, I put it up to the top, right of the neck, because hydrogen is lighter than air, and so it'll go up into headspace. Not real quickly, but it will. So the best thing for the best results is leave no headspace, so there's no room for the hydrogen to go. It stays in the water. Mixed water and hydrogen has tremendous benefits to health of all kinds, and it's astounding the number of studies have been done in just the last 3 or 4 years on it. So we're moving into that very aggressively, and we think it's going to blow the lid off what we're doing. But in the process, what we're doing is so much in so many areas, it's difficult, I know, to follow. But if you're going to be selling a product, do you want to sell a product that's competitive with other products, or do you want to sell a product that's vastly superior? Other products are pretty mediocre at best. Vastly superior sounds pretty good to me, and that's the philosophy that I use in everything that I do make. If I can make it better, I'll make it better. And the formulation's changed, as I said with the age pill, changed 4 times, and the next change is going to blow your mind when you see what happens with it. How could you think it could get better? Here's the product that ends aging, ends decay, ends degeneration, creates regeneration, and you live much longer at a younger age. How is that for a dream product? And we've got it. No one else in MLM does. And there's a few being sold in the public, but their concentrations they just work on one key ingredient, a precursor to NAD, which is the energy molecule of the body. But they don't address the damage to the cells and the buildup of the cellular garbage and the glycation, the plaque that is coating all of the surfaces within stem cells that are caused from energy or glucose oxidation, and it's just like plaque on your teeth. So we have a product that's like a cocktail. It goes through and does all of these things, and then we have precursors to NAD, but we come out from 4 different ways in doing it, and even to help the cell itself produce its own, besides the precursors that are there. So that's pretty major, and I didn't know how much further we would get down than what we do, but we come through, and we found a couple just right on the cutting edge technological breakthroughs that we can take advantage, which takes the greatest product the world has ever seen and makes it even greater. And that's what we're going to be doing. Don't wait for it. I don't have it myself. I'm using what we have right now because it's sensational and certainly working on me. Every day when I look into the mirror, I look, and one thing I noticed is my eyebrows, which were all pretty well white, are now pretty well dark, and my whole hair is darkened up. And those are some of the most noticeable things. But everybody, and not everybody, a lot of people in here seeing me are talking to me about how much younger I am. I was standing next to Tom Jr., and the distributor came and knows us for a long time, and she looked up and she said, "Oh my gosh, Tom, you look younger than your son." And I said, "Well, he's had a rough life." But in the reality, this product can actually grow you younger. You can you can be perkier than a rotten buck, just like I am, and with all the energy and everything you can do. So when you take the H pill and you take diatomic hydrogen water, you have just like fire and gasoline just for igniting biological activity and energy within your cells all day, all night with it. But there are a lot of other things that have accumulated, and this is what I wanted to talk to you about, the accumulated damage done in so many of the cells in the body, and give you some ideas on just what you're going to be seeing happen, much of it within 3 or 4 months, maybe 6 months at the latest, just depending on if I can get the ingredients formulated that have been discovered. Not my discoveries, just some of this comes from the Mayo Clinic. They've discovered, and I saw what they did and found the answer, and they actually had, when they publish, they make mistakes. And they shouldn't publish some of the information because it allows somebody like me to pick up on it, because I'm reading the research, and then I have the lateral, God has blessed me with a mind that's scientific and sales. And so I see the potential for sales, and I see the science and put those two together, and we've got a combination that nobody can begin to address. But the first thing, I'm going to talk about two subjects today, really. One of them is called epigenetics. And for those of you who want to write it down, it's epigenetics. Epigenetics. Now, epigenetics is really a whole new field. And really what happens, epigenetics is it's really the study of gene activity and changes which occur or doesn't occur within the DNA sequence, and the way that genes bring around their effects. So that sounds a little vague and a little cumbersome, but here's what happens, is we've mapped the human genome, and with mapping the human genome and the advances in science, you have enormous amounts of information within your DNA. In fact, they have calculated that all the total knowledge of the world, everything could be put together, could be stored on your DNA, just yours. It has that ability. So there's a great deal we're going to learn about it, but we are learning things very quickly in some ways. At least scientists are discovering, then they're on to their next research project. But I'm taking those discoveries and turning them into reality, so you've got it.